Cheerfully is taking our money, and there's no repercussion, there's no answer, there's no concern.
Back in November, we showed you many convenience stores charging sales tax on canned and bottled coffees.
The problem is those drinks are not supposed to be taxed, and it may have been happening for the last 40 years. Consumer Investigator Jeff Deal live in the studio with us right now. And Jeff, some of the big chains have changed since you first reported on this.
Exactly right. Retailers know the state told Action 9 the best way to get a refund is to go back to the seller. But when Paul tried that, Racetrack called the sheriff's office.
If you return, you'll be arrested for trespassing.
Awesome. Thank you.
Even though the store manager made this admission.
If you go to any gas station, we all charge tax on coffee products.
So Action 9 got to work, putting Central Florida stores to the test. At an Orlando 7-Eleven, we picked up bottled Frappuccinos, some Java drinks at Circle K in Claremont, a canned vanilla latte at a Wawa in Orlando.
Thank you for shopping at Wawa.
Every single convenience store we tested back in 2025 charged sales tax when they weren't supposed to, except Racetrack. They stopped sometime after Paul's encounter.
Nobody would believe me, and nobody seemed to care at the store level or in the management level.
When we checked this time, we found the Wawa stores and 7-Eleven stores we visited no longer charge sales tax, but a Circle K in Orlando and another Circle K in Leesburg still charge the tax.
Oh, Circle K's actually doubled down.
Paul said his local Circle K got angry and forced him to leave after he called them out for still charging the tax. Florida law separated coffee drinks from soft drinks, which are taxable, back in 1983, more than 40 years ago. But aside from Racetrack, none of the convenience stores Action 9 visited last time seemed to know that.
In over 40 years, this has got to be a lot of money.
Oh, there's hundreds of millions of dollars.
When I asked the Florida Department of Revenue if it had taken any steps since posting this advisement in 2024 to make sure the stores are following the law, it said in Florida, sales tax collection is built primarily on the taxpayer's voluntary compliance with tax laws. There is no targeting of a specific industry for enforcement action. Even though Paul's happy some of the stores stopped charging tax since Action 9 first exposed this issue, he doesn't understand why the state can't do anything about the stores that still aren't following the law.
Doesn't sound like a mistake. It just sounds like nobody cares because the state's getting the money, so.
And he says the state's getting that money because if stores collect the sales tax, then they do send that on to the state. And while the Department of Revenue wouldn't say if it's taken any action against any stores, it said it does audit the taxes of thousands of businesses a year. I reached out to Circle K this time and last time. So far, it has not responded to explain why it still charged tax on these drinks. Live in the studio, Jeff Deal, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
All right, pennies do add up big time, as you have exhibited there.